Hi, everybody. This is exciting. Have to compete with five other people that I know and that I love, and I want to be in their sessions as well. So thank you very much for being in my session, and hopefully you'll get a lot of knowledge and that I can share with you. So we'll just give a minute or two for everybody to come in. I think this is it'll take about a minute, I'm assuming. And let's do in the chat if where are you from? That would be very interesting. Like you all know I'm from Montreal, and you all know my name is Alain, even though everybody has a hard time saying it. But that's okay. I'm used to it. Thank you. My neighbor, Hannah, you're my neighbor? Oh no, you're saying neighbor to someone in Michigan. Sorry. Thank you. And Bimade, all the information is extremely relevant what we're going to be looking at today, but I see you're from Ontario. The data is from the United States, but it's the market is so similar, so you will feel like at home, so this is great. Okay, so I guess we'll get started. And there's nobody from South Africa, but if there was, they would recognize those three masks on top of my cabinet behind me. They are from South Africa, but it was just interesting to see so many people earlier on that was from there, where this is from me traveling there at some point in my life. So I have a PowerPoint presentation that I will share, and let's take it from the beginning. And let's go into PowerPoint. So you can still see me. And please, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I know we have 30 minutes, so I don't think we're going to have time for a question and answer at the end. So if I see some of the questions in the chat, I'll see if I can respond as we go. So 2025, a year in review from the Kim report that is powered by Salon Interactive. So very quickly introducing myself. I'm not going to read all of this. I know you can read faster than I can speak. So I'm the vice president of Salon Interactive and the Kim Report, focusing on scaling the Kim Report on behalf marketing and working with strategic partnerships. My background, salon technology, professional and hair care, beauty brands, franchising, business consulting in Canada, US, and in Southeast Asia. I lived for 7 years in Singapore. I am a salon trained colorist, hair colorist. I am a formally trained makeup artist, but that's many, many years ago. I have an MBA from the University of Hull in England. So this is kind of my professional background and a bit of name dropping and logo dropping in there. So Salon Interactive is the trusted technology and marketing platform at the center of professional beauty. We are connecting 70,000 salons, 17 distributors, and leading POS and industry partner through data, AI, innovation. So we help salons reach consumers, grow their sales, and shape the future of the salon industry. So this is very lofty. I'll go into where we come from. So, of course, we all have stories about COVID. So, Salon Interactive was created just before COVID, actually. It was really timely in a good and a bad way at the same time. So it was establishing distributor partnerships to enable salons to create a free e-commerce platform and have access to a full product catalog data. In 2020, during COVID, it was a way, it was really, really working well. So helping salons to keep generating those retail or home care revenue. And with this salon integration, so we were able to build even more brand. We are working with over 600 brands that we have the full catalog, the photos, the logos, the price, the description, and they tied to different distributors. Last year, we launched service on behalf marketing. So this is where the brands are supporting the salon into their marketing campaigns by sponsoring some on behalf marketing campaigns. And early this year in 2025, we start the publishing of the Kim report with the partnership of some software. And this is where it's important. It's normalized aggregated salon data. So we'll come back to this. I think it's very important. The Kim report, it's a monthly census-based benchmark. So it's a series of different benchmark that follows the independent US salon industry. So for the next 30 minutes, when I'm talking about a salon, I mean a individual business unit. So in the Kim report, we have salon of one, we have salons of three, we have salons of 100. And a hybrid salon can actually be multiple salons. It's just like because it's anonymized data and because it's obfuscated data as well, we don't know if we don't know the name of the person. We don't know if they're a salaried employee, if they're a commission employee. We don't know the name of the salon. All we know, there's one salon that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that has 24 months of history within one of our software partner and is actually stayed within that cohort that we'll see right after. So it's transactional data. So what we have access is data directly from the booking software and the payment platform. So what we track is what's happening once the client leaves the salon, when they actually pay for their services. Currently, we're following 10,785 salons in 5 different cohorts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 19, and 20 plus, and an all salon average. Today, I'm going to focus on only two groups, the 5, 9 and the 10 plus, because High Performance Salon Academy, they were very clear. This is really our market. But there are some other information. I invite you to look up with some of our partners that we share some of that information. But uh, the whole project is number one, it's helping the manufacturers and the distributors to understand what's happening truly in the salon industry, not just extrapolating from their wholesale sales, but understanding this is the trends, this is what's happening in the salon industry, and without ever being able to access any personal information or any data from the salon. So the brands never connect to the salon. It's all obfuscated. So just make sure that everybody is comfortable about what's going to happen right now, what we're going to be talking about. So we follow 13 key metrics. I'm going to bring you through some of those, and we do some derivation of those metrics as well. That's giving us even more information. So we just finished looking at 2025. So what we do is like every single month, we report this month versus the previous month, this month versus last year. And then we do calculation this year so far, first quarter, second quarter, and all of this. So in January, we actually got access to the end of the year. So we had all the different numbers. And so let's get started in here. So I will run the same numbers left and right, and always 5 to 9 stylists on the left side and the 10 stylists plus on the right side. Okay, so just so it's not two sets of data, separate entity, is just the same information, but two different cohort. So the average transaction in the 5 to 9 last year, overall for the whole year, $96 when the 10 to 18, sorry, 10 plus at 118. And you see the overall revenue growth. The whole industry grew by 1.1%. Okay, this is every single salon. When we extrapolate to every single salon, the growth was 1.9. Yeah, sorry, 1.1. The 5 to 9 stylists did a little bit better at 1.37. The 10 plus stylists did way better at 2.86. But I'm going to tell you there's a little bit of a caveat in the 2.86. I'll come back to this later. I see you guys taking notes, and this video is available afterwards as well. Color revenue is a big driver of business for most of the salons. And you'll see just afterwards, I'm going to show you the color weight of business. So that will be interesting for you as well. So the color revenue for a 5 to 9 stylist is 155,000, and it grew by $2,000. Where for 10 plus stylists, the average is 426,000, and it grew by 11,000. So like you see the growth is there, but it's not enormous, 1.36%, 2.66%. So pretty much aligned with the overall revenue for those two cohorts. But this is where it gets interesting. The number of color services for the 10 plus stylists is pretty much flat at 0.02% more, where it's negative in the 5 to 9 stylists. So translation very quickly, pretty much the same revenue, but with less services. So everything, it's about a price increase in there. This is the way that actually the salon made up for the lesser traffic. So what it means in number of color services, the 5 to 9 stylists did in 2025 40 less color services than in 2024. So that's nearly one a week, where the 10 plus stylists did over the whole year, the 365 days minus the 7 public holidays, uh, plus 10 services only. So this is just like not even one a month. So this is kind of like where it's interesting to see that even though the revenue was there, it's the traffic that was not there. And the color weight of business, just to give you an idea, the 5 to 9 are pretty much at the average because it's like 38 point something. So they are 39.7% of their revenue is actually color, all revenue. And for the 10 plus cohorts, we're looking at almost 44%. And in the 10 plus cohort, we are collapsing two cohorts that we have. We don't normally report on 10 to 19 and the 20 plus, but it would have been too complicated to try to present three sets of numbers at the same time. So we made a decision to put everything, all the 10 plus together. So let's look at some other numbers. The unique visits. So what's interesting here, we track two things, the unique visits and the unique clients. One client may have multiple visits in the same month. So here is unique visit in a year. So less visits for the 5 to 9, just barely more for the 10 plus. The average service revenue. So that was interesting because if you're looking, if you remember just a page before, we were in the 1 point something less than 2%. We were just a little bit over 2% for overall revenue. So we see here the growth in revenue came from services. But remember, color was exactly the same pretty much as the overall revenue. So other services actually brought in more revenue this year in 2025 and compensated a tiny bit for the loss, the flat in color. And the next number that's coming right here, retail. Retail for the second year in a row has dropped across the industry, every single cohort. The whole industry, the numbers are negative. So even though it's 28,000 or $86,000 in revenue, but it's minus 4.16, minus 3.4. And if we're looking at retail to services, we heard people saying, oh, it's 40, 25, 30, 40%. We heard one of the sin that Jason was talking about that 15% would be enough, but the average of the industry is not even there. So they went, if you're looking at 10 plus stylists, they went from 10.5 to 9.9. And the 5 to 9, they went from 8.67 to 8.16. So what's important, this is in salon retail. So hopefully some of those salons are compensating for e-commerce, okay, which is not going through the till, normally not going to the same transaction. So it's an entirely different accounting if you want. So I don't have access to this. I don't know if there's this, but I'll tell you afterwards, what one possibility there. And my caveat, that's one word I have a hard time saying. The growth in revenue for the 10 plus kind of hides a little something. I mean, there's been a third of an employee more in these groups, but especially in the 10, the 20 plus, it's almost one full employee. So if we remove that employee, the average revenue from that employee, and then we just look at like for like 2025 versus 2024 with the exact same amount of employees, the 20 plus salons have grown their revenue by only $2,000. And this is when we look at a stylist that I took some notes separately just before, and the not the income, because I have no way to know what the income is of an individual. All I know is the revenue that the revenue that they bring in. So my 20 plus salon, the average revenue of a stylist is $63,000. This is services and retail. The 10 to 19 is $70,000. And I'm rounding the numbers. I could give you the down to the pennies, but that would be too complicated. And the 5 to 9 is 62,000. And at HPSA, we're looking at a stylist to be 100,000. This is what we're trying to create there. And the 10 plus overall is 67. So this is the average. Of course, it I don't know if it's a level one, or a level five, if it's a part-time employee, a full-time employee. This is where there's limitations in the data that we actually have access to. So that's the year. Where is this information coming from? So these are the platforms that we get information from. This is where the data is coming. So if you are with Square, Rosy, Forest, Envision Now, Aura, Vish, actually Vish, we use it more to verify some of our color data. We don't merge the information in there. With Inspire and Mevo, and soon Zenoti and Vergaro are also going to be helping us. Our objective is from the 10,785 salons we are following right now is to bring this to 15,000. Just there's a little, like maybe a little percentage of uh, statistical quality that we can still gain in there, but that's entirely enough to be able to look at the whole independent market that we estimate to be about 222,000 businesses in the United States. So let's look at 2025 summary of what we just looked at. So demand softened, so less traffic. So the fixed costs were harder to cover. So some people had real pressure on profitability. The revenue growth came mainly from pricing, so price increase. And we see at the lowest one, salon price growth of 2.5% versus the inflation at 2.7%. So again, pressure on profitability. Prices went up, but your costs went up as well at the same time. So, maybe this was something to really look into. Retail, of course, or home care, of course, if it's less, we know it's more profitable than almost any other services. So if we sell less retail, of course, less profit. Color revenue is resilient, but frequency decline. So what are we going to do about that? How we actually turn this over? And fewer services, fewer customers also mean lower productivity. So we probably have more people sitting and waiting for clients. Okay, so this is something to also pay attention to. So how do we grow our income in 2026, knowing that these were the trends and these trends built throughout the year? It's not just what happened in December, is really the whole year. So how all of this came to life, and now what can we do about it? So of course, rebuild color frequency. So rework again on the rebooking, making sure that people don't leave it 12, 15 weeks between two set of balayage, and we can bring them back 2, 3 weeks earlier. So maybe in a year, instead of two balayage, maybe we'll get three, so this is like one way to increase your frequency and your revenue at the same time. Offer new trends, new technology and color services. Be very aware of the new trends that are coming up in terms of colors, but also in terms of color placement, in terms of techniques and all this. I mean, that might have an influence. Maybe the balayage is not the way of the future. Maybe there's new trends depending of who you work with and what kind of trends you're paying attention to. There might be some new offerings for you. Don't forget to invoice all the add-on services. We've seen that the services, the other services in color is where revenue actually came from. So assumption is people are charging, and I think it's the next one as well. People are charging for the bonders, they're charging for the color, the hair treatment, maybe scalp treatments, and maybe this is where to figure out new growth engine, new services that you can add to your salon. Like I just said, the hair treatments, the fast treatments, the treatment haircuts, or the scalp treatment. So this is different ways. And make sure to propose hair care regimen. So I'm not calling it here, and I didn't change it. I had this in there as well. So I'm not a big fan of home care because it's my hair I'm taking care of, not my home. So I prefer to call it hair care regimen. But I think it's something that we forget. Many clients will leave without a proper consultation and without a prescription, of the products that they actually need to buy. And then ensure, of course, proper time management. We talked about productivity. So, and increasing your prices intentionally. So this year, like every year, we're going to have inflation. So how do you increase your prices so you don't fall behind, but at the same time that you don't actually overprice some of your services? You may realize that some services that you increased in 2025 dropped. You may have hit with some services a maximum acceptability. So you may want to revisit some of your price points and be sure that you are actually charging for everything and charging a fair price and increasing those prices correctly. So uh, here, there's one little thing, and I have 6 minutes left. So I'm going to take you to a one way that Salon Interactive can also help you, and it's help you with your retail. So Salon Interactive is a way for you to create that online store. You may already have an online store, but that online store is actually built on whatever you have on your shelves. This is here an opportunity to put in every single product lines that your distributors are carrying. So we work with 17 different distributors. We have over 600 brands in there. In minutes, you can create your free online store. That store, you don't have to carry the merchandise. It's the distributors that carry the merchandise. The transaction is operated through Salon Interactive. Your distributor never gets access to your client base. It stays within your account in Salon Interactive. The transaction happens in Salon Interactive, and the commission comes directly to you from Salon Interactive as well. It's 25% commission, but you don't have to buy the merchandise. You don't have to buy the boxes. You don't have to buy the bubble wrap. You don't have to bring your box to the post office. All of that is managed for you. If there's a return on this expensive blow dryer, you don't have to worry about it. It's returned. It's managed entirely on our side as well. So plus there is a way for you to send product recommendation directly after the service. You can actually send a recommendation to your client with um, the mention of, okay, you can support my salon because I know the fear giving a prescription to the client. Oh, they're going to take that list and they're going to go to Amazon. Now you tell them you don't need to go to Amazon. You can actually get it from me. This is the way that you're getting it. So it's your store. They're getting it from you. And just very quickly to give you an idea, this is a real salon that exists. It's a 5 to 9 stylist salon. They actually have 7 employees over there. And the last year, they generated with their Salon Interactive retail store almost $50,000. So this is like 12,500 in commission that they made without doing anything but just sending some recommendations and clicking to their clients and adding their site to their social media and all that. Average order value $98. It's about 10 order a week. Another example I have, this is a solo, and I just wanted to show that, this is a potential. If one person is able to actually generate 52,000, this salon, the results are lukewarm to me. Okay, it's fine, but I think if you look at this, the potential is way, way, way higher. So there is a big potential in there at generating retail. So if you want to know more about Salon Interactive, about the Kim report, I invite you to either scan this if you're on your phone. I know you can't, but you'll get the this recording very soon. SalonInteractive.com for everything that we're doing, the Kim report to everything that has to do with data. We have 3 minutes. I don't know if I can see in the chat if there's any questions. In 3 minutes, if we have any questions. Uh, So exactly. So when Heather was answering, this is salon revenue. I don't have context on pay structure. We don't know if it's commission. We don't know if it's a solo. All we know is the what is going through the payment system. So that's the only information we have. So this is not a income report, if you want. Um, well, what we look, Giovanni, about the 25% commission. It's kind of like one supports the other. You're in salon retail. Yes, it is your primary goal is you're in salon retail because this is where you make the most profit. But if you've tried to operate your own e-commerce store or your clients are actually sitting in the chair, you're talking to them about a product and they are on Ulta and they're actually ordering it from Ulta or from Sephora to get their beauty insider points, you see them doing this is like, how can you actually switch that order back to you instead and at no cost to you? So this is like direct revenue, direct income for you that you would have lost no matter what. So this is how we help owners evaluate and understand, but it's not a either or. I said it's the yes and. Okay. Oh, I stopped the sharing. Let me see. Yes, the stylist send a recommendation. The customer placed the order. The order is fulfilled by one or two or three distributors, depending on the order they placed, because it could be from one distributor. Part of the order, one product could be, I'm not going to name brands here, but they order brand A from distributor one, and they order some products of brand B from distributor two. They receive two separate boxes. Like when you order on Amazon and then you place an order one night, you're watching TV, you're placing multiple orders, you receive multiple boxes during the week. So it's very, very similar. It's a different payment center. There's no cost to you. You don't pay commission. It's not on your credit card. So it actually processes. That's why the 25% is a net commission. None of the service costs are actually sent back to you. How do you get your distributor on board? You give them, send them our way, send them to Salon Interactive. They might be on board already. Like I said, we have 17. We have one national distributor and multiple regional distributors and some direct brands, the brands that are actually going direct. So I have 20 seconds left. So I'll just take those 20 seconds to thank you very, very much for attending my session today. And hopefully we'll see you at saloninteractive.com or at thekimreport.com. Thank you very much, everybody.
Perfect. Thank you, Alan. See you, everybody.
Thank you.